Magpies Cottage.
And I'm Amy.
Coming to you from icy Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin.
Okay, yeah, the roads are really crappy this morning.
Yeah, a lot of ice, like a half-inch ice out there.
It's just crazy.
And
I mean, well, okay, we're in Snowmageddon here, but gee whiz.
I know. Well, the scary part is it's going to snow 6 to 11 inches on top of
Yeah,
this.
okay, 6. What are we going to get? 6 or are we going to get 11? I mean, it's a huge difference.
Yeah. I
So-
probably think the lower amount.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, you put all that snow on top of all that ice, and it's going to be miserable.
Yeah. And okay, so I live on a cul-de-sac, all right? Okay, and they made a pass, we'll call it, with the plow. And the people who live on the straight part of our road, they got plowed in front of their house. And they can get out, and it's like no problem. Yeah, okay, there's a few the boulders left over by plows in front of their driveways, and yeah, they got to clean that up. Okay, I get that. The boulders run, like they kept going straight.
Oh,
And
you're
never,
in the round
and
part.
we're in the round part. So there's like nothing but ice in front of our driveway, and well, because the slush that was there froze.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you back out, well, then you hit the boulders that were left in the middle of the road from the plow. I mean, my husband is just fit to be tied. So,
Yeah.
old guy was out there taking pictures this morning, and the alderman is going to get a nasty letter.
Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, you know what? We pay taxes the same amount, if not more, because, we're on the far end. And, got the woods and all of that business, whatever, how they value property. And gosh darn it all, we
But
deserve...
in the real world, where do they plow the snow to if they want to do it properly?
If they want to do it properly, they come around this circle. And between our neighbors, like, going around counterclockwise, and then there's that house directly across the street.
Yeah.
Between them is the pond.
Oh, okay.
They
So
plow
there
the
is a
snow.
spot.
Yeah, they plow
Okay.
the snow in the pond.
Yeah, okay. Because, a lot of cul-de-sacs, you wonder, there's no place
Right, I
for
get
them
it.
to end with the snow.
No, there's a spot. We have,
Okay.
there's a spot, they make a big mound, of snow
Okay.
there every year.
Okay.
I mean, where to put it isn't the problem. Putting it there apparently is.
Okay,
So, the city of Sheboygan, what are you going to do?
yeah. Well, I'm going to stay open here today until the snow starts back up again.
Yeah.
And then whenever that happens, I'm just going to close. And they said it might not happen until 4 or 5 this afternoon. So I might be open regular hours, whatever.
that'll work.
I kind of doubt anybody will be here to shop all day long. So I'll just be here by myself.
Well, you can get some knitting done.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I have some sewing I want to do.
Well,
so.
that's true. And you know what? If nobody's coming in the shop, that's a really good day to sew.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. She's making project bags. I asked already this morning.
Yeah.
So I like the purple with the gold. It's like almost Mardi Gras colors. You need to throw
Yeah.
some green in there. You know?
There's going to be some.
I'm thinking like one of those 3 greens on the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mardi Gras bags. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
When's Mardi Gras the
Mardi
day
Gras?
before Ash
No.
Wednesday?
Actually, Carnival or Mardi Gras season starts actually with Epiphany, January 6th, and goes until Ash Wednesday, or until officially Mardi Gras translates from the French as Fat Tuesday, and that's the Tuesday before Lent begins, which and this year is like towards the end of February.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the last week of February. I looked up the date the other day. Can't remember what I looked up, but yeah. So I mean, it's a really long Mardi Gras season this year.
Okay.
But in Europe, Mardi Gras has like balls and fancy parties and all kinds of to-dos. It's not that big of a deal, in many places in the United States. Now, obviously, down in New Orleans, because of their French influence, there's Mardi Gras is a much bigger deal.
Right.
So, I don't know. There's my lesson on Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Wealth of information today.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Well, should we talk about what's new in the store or what we're knitting?
well, we can do the new stuff.
Okay.
Pretty yarn. Pretty yarn. We have 4 colors. Mardi Gras colors, just saying. And then one more. 4 colors. Of West Yorkshire Spinners, this is a self-striping sock. It is my favorite sock yarn. I love this stuff. It makes great durable socks. It softens up nice when you block it. It makes great party mittens because my mittens were made out of Western Yorkshire
Yep.
spinners, so my double line mittens. So I love this stuff. Great yarn.
It doesn't have a color name. I didn't know why, but it said this series of colors is their cocktail series. I don't see cocktails in here, if you ask me.
That's a tequila sunrise if I ever saw
Yeah,
one.
but that's the series it is, in case you care. And then we got a whole bunch of black in with it too, because the Heritage Black is still on back order.
Oh, that's why you ordered the black. Okay, I wondered about that.
Yeah, so I got a whole bunch of black. So, yep. And then we got this thing called Yarn It. We seen a friend using it at ZK. And it's a yarn ball holder. And it was really cool. And then I went online and I couldn't find them to buy wholesale. And now they're there again. I guess this was like from Shark Tank or
Yeah,
something. Yeah. So I think it's finally becoming widely available. So I bought 6 of them, I think, to put in the store. So they'll be available.
If you use a Yarn It, you thread your yarn through it, and your ball will roll around in this ball, but this ball stays planted. I I don't have a problem with my yarn running away when I'm using a cake, if I'm going from the center pull. But I want to know, can I put a cake in there and have it go from the outer, from the outer, you do it from the outside, and not have my cake run away.
It says that you can have it slide either from the top or the side with even tension.
Okay.
Okay.
I just
Daisy
might have to
hole
try
holds
one.
your needles. Non-slip base. There's a shoulder strap, and it's crystal clear, so you can see it all.
Yeah, there's a strap you can wrap it around your arm and carry. Those little project bags where your yarn sits in it. And you carry it and knit while you're walking. Okay, I don't walk and chew gum at the same time for crying out loud. I'm not gonna walk and knit, but there are people that do.
Yeah. So, we have Yarn Its now. That's
kind of fun.
Yeah, and that's what's new.
That's what's new.
So, what are you working on?
Well, I got a bunch of FOs.
All right.
She gave all her FOs away.
I only have one.
Yeah, you did that the other night, and that's really cute. But okay, so this is a hat done with Andrea Mowry's. I think it's Shifty. She's got this whole series of shift patterns. We've got the cowl. There was the sweater that you did.
Yep. Night shift. The sweater was shifty.
Okay, and then there's a shiftless, and all of them. And it's a mosaic kind of knitting that you use one color at a time, and then she's got these pearl bumps that make these cute little things. It ends up being double thick. It's a very warm hat. I'm debating if I wanted to put the pom-pom on it because the hat's so heavy, it hangs down as it is.
Oh, so the pom-pom might hang way down in the back.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'd like that. So it does have it's long, so it has a bit of a slouch to it. And I knit it in Cascade, this is the sport version, with some crazy. And so I just alternated. My balls of crazy, the color changes weren't happening fast enough for me. So then I took it and I broke it into, so I got my kind of striping effect to it. It worked. It worked. So that was one FO. I wanted a hat, and I loved this shifty pattern, so. And then I went crazy on hats because I liked hats. This one I think I'm going to put a pom-pom on. And then this one is a new pattern from Stephanie Lotvin, but I had this skein of this gradient bulky yarn. So I thought it looked pretty cool. And in here, the broken rib in here, they get wider apart.
Oh, yeah, I
The
see
breaks.
that.
Now you lose that, I think, in the variegated yarn. So you'd see it probably if you did it in a
You
solid
can
bulky.
see it's different, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at any rate, it's a fun hat. But I think I'm going to put I bought a one of your white pom-poms that you made. I bought a white one, and my original plan was to put it on this hat. But I'm thinking I'd like it on this hat.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and this one fits tighter or
Yeah.
closer to the head. Well, and then, since I had new hat, well then, I needed mittens. So, these are actually for my sister. I have to take a picture. She doesn't have them yet. These are just a pair of fingerless gloves. They're called Sleek something. Oh crap, can't remember. Sleek Line. No, not Sleek Line. But Sleek something. They were a new pattern that was in the Miss Babs newsletter. And I knit these up for my sister. I actually knit 3 pair of these. Once was a gift. I knit these for my sister. And then, now I can give them to her. I showed them off. And then I thought, I don't wear fingerless gloves very often. So I took it and made them into mittens.
Was that a wrap stitch in there?
No, it's, you slip the yarn.
Okay, is this one where you
And
like,
then you go underneath
slip
it.
one yarn over knit and then you slip, you
No.
pass the...
It's a
no?
4-stitch pattern.
A 4-stitch,
Yeah,
okay.
no, 5. Let me think about this here. 1, 2. You have purl, slip 5 with the yarn in front, purl, knit 1, purl 1, slip 5, and then the next row you knit all 5 of them, and then on the 3rd row you go underneath that bar you made in the front when you slipped it. You go underneath it, and then bring your yarn to knit the next stitch so that it catches it, and then the next row you just knit the 5. But these knit up, I literally can knit these. The fingerless mitts, I knit them in a day. I think it was just they're really quick. And so then, but I don't wear them, so I thought I'm just gonna make my mittens. I wear mittens, so
yeah.
And I thought the blue would be nice with my new hat. So that's what I have done. And then I'm wearing a cowl. Ta-da! This is the Just for You by Laura Ayler. She does it every year. In December, she comes out, the pattern, you buy the pattern or does the info on the pattern every year in November. And then it's, if you have purchased a Laura Ayler pattern at any point in time through that calendar year, that this pattern is free. And it's intended to be a mystery, knit along that you knit a little bit. I think like this was maybe 8 rows a day, something like that. And so she takes this and it's divided into 12 sections. So it's a cowl that has a really wide garter part, but that's intended to fold in so this part kind of stands up more. And then there's this, all this, well, like, it's almost like a feather and fan kind of pattern. And I've seen it online knit up in solids. Crazy or variegated speckles. It looks no matter what. Looks good no matter what. So I finished this because I do that every year. I didn't do the first 2, but I went back in my projects and I found Just for You 3, 4, 5, and 6, and this is the 6th year she's done it.
Okay.
And then she also.
Oh, you got a lot done.
Well, yeah, but it's been a while. None of them are like lengthy projects.
Yeah.
None of, it's all quick. Do it in a day or 2. This one wasn't a day or 2. It took a little longer because this one is intended also by Laura Ayler, intended to use minis, like an advent kit.
Advent calendar? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. It's this cowl. Now, I used my leftovers from my calming ritual. Well, no, my Perfect Blend was the pattern that Miss Babs won. No. It's Miss Babs yarn, but the Casapinka did that mystery, Perfect Blend. And it was a shawl, but there was lots of leftovers. So I had enough leftovers to knit this. And so it's just all my leftovers. I reordered the numbers so that I alternated the grays with the blues. And it's kind of been fun. I wore it Thursday. I love it.
Oh, those are all different grays. I didn't really
they're all
notice
different.
that before.
Yeah,
Okay.
all different. So this was a 12 skein kit
Okay.
of minis that what was for the shawl. But yeah, they alternate grays and blues kind of.
Okay.
So I mean, this
Very
here
nice.
is like my favorite Miss Babs color. These
you
two
gotta show
together.
them.
Oh, the blue here. Yeah, right here. This is the variegated with blue and aqua and gray, and then there's a dark blue in the middle, and those are my favorite Miss Babs colors. And they're pretty much readily available. They don't. It's not like it's one of their special ones that all of a sudden is gone.
I
So-
like this like gray here with a little bit of color mixed in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice for blending with other stuff.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
There's purple and green in with that
Yeah.
kind of a taupey gray.
Yeah, that's neat because you could blend it with so many colors.
Well, I was gonna wear this one today because it's got all the grays in it. When
Yeah.
I wore it, I had this kind of pale or light teal or whatever color. What do you call that?
I don't know.
It's
Tiffany's.
this seafoam something.
Yeah.
And I wore it with that when I wore it the other day. So completely versatile cowl. I love it on. I really do. Throw it on. There's not a lot of fussing around. And it took me a really long time to figure out how to rock most of the shawls I knit. You got your predecessors told me you had to rock a shawl.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Carla told me that. You gotta
Okay.
rock it. Okay, so Carla, if you watch this, I rock them now. But now that I know how to do that, I like wearing cowls. Throw them on. This did not take a long time to futz around with,
Yeah.
So
And you bend over and they don't move.
that's right. So I've got a couple cowls in the works that I want to do. I got a queue of like 3 or 4 cowls I'm going to do.
And now you got to add the bridger cowl to that.
Oh crap! I don't know. Yeah, those of us, we should probably tell them that while
Yeah.
while we mention it here, so we don't forget. So
And anybody else that watches that wants to join along, if you're going to ZK, the Magpies group is going to make the Bridger cowl, free pattern on Ravelry, and that's going to be our project we wear at ZK this year. When did we wear it? Saturday night, I think?
no, Friday night.
Friday night?
I think it was Friday.
Okay, so we'll wear it Friday night at ZK. We'll all wear our Bridger cowls. Make it out of any yarn. It was inspired by Kay, one of our knitters. And
Is she going this year?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But she made the cowl out of sesame yarn, and it turned out gorgeous, really gorgeous.
Oh, that new stuff you got?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, it turned out really nice. And she said it was easy to block, to get that lace to open up.
what weight is that?
It says it's a 4 on the label. It's kind of a light 4, light worsted.
So find a light worsted or a DK might work.
Yeah, the pattern calls for worsted because several years ago we were all making them. Patty McKenzie brought that pattern in. And
Yeah, I remember that now that
Yeah.
you mention it.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Oh, but well, it's cold in there, so yeah.
yeah,
A
that's what I
worsted cowl.
said. It won't bother us to wear a worsted cowl. It's always cold in there.
I know what I want.
Good.
I got a vision.
All right.
I'm gonna try to find something with Stellina in it.
Oh, okay. And sparkle. Oh, I got a new vision. Wait till I show you some. I gotta knit it up and show you. But for sparkly, yeah, I got some stuff coming from Knitted Fever. It's mixed with mohair. Do you like mohair by your face, though?
No.
Oh, then never mind. Never mind. So, I'm sorry I interrupted. Go on with your last FO.
Okay. This was a journey. Throughout the world, in the knitting world, there have been styles that have become synonymous with regions of the world that they occupy. The most common is Estonian lace. Everybody hears about Estonian lace. Well, within the knitting world lately, the Norwegian style of mitten has become huge. And I think there has been this explosion, of color work. Everybody's doing color work sweaters, lots of mosaic out there. Color has been huge in the knitting world. And so there is this place in Norway called Selbu. I don't know if it's actually a name of a place, but it's a region, I think. I'm researching.
I'm
that
not
part.
exactly sure. I know I read it, but I thought it said Providence. Does that?
Province,
I
maybe?
I don't know how Norway is, but
Okay.
I know it's a place.
Well, I am going to be researching that. Stay tuned. Okay, because I did order a book online that has like the historical aspect of it. There's
Okay.
also a great book that came out that I saw Dawn had it.
Oh yeah, with 365 different patterns.
Selbu mitten patterns. I mean, these are very, very traditional. Now, they're done in two colors, most typically black and white. But you can do them with red and white, and you can do them with blue and white as well. But the black and white is typical, and it has more to do with the color of the sheep that were made,
Yeah.
that the wool came from.
Yeah, because it's undyed.
They had typical patterns that were done for men, some that were done for women. Men generally had fancy cuffs. Women just had plain ribbed cuffs with a stripe or two in them. Okay? So we were sitting here talking, and we wanted to knit some Selbu mittens. It's quite a challenge from a color work perspective. Ta-da! Here it is. One Selbu mitten. And then the interesting thing, okay, the thumb is knit like flat, it's like flat here, whereas normally it comes out the side. There is pattern on the outside of the thumb, but on the inside it has the same very basic geometric pattern that's on the inside. I will tell you, getting this pickup to line up was a challenge.
Oh, okay.
And it's not perfect, but for my first shot at Selbu mittens, I'll take it.
Okay.
This one does not have a lot of ribbing on the cuff. It's just a couple rows of ribbing down here. And then this one being, even though I knit it for me, I put in the pattern. And then I love this detailing right here along
Yeah,
the side. I
along
love
the
that
side.
part. And then it also follows on this side. So here was one of my screw ups. I missed the.
Oh,
right.
it's there. You
It's
just
there,
gotta
but
pull it
the
out.
float was kind of tight.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay, so the things I learned about Selbu mittens: one, floating, big deal. Okay. Two, it's not a TV watching kind of knit. Three, this style of thumb is different. And four, gauge really matters. Okay? Now, we are going to be offering a class in this. All right, that's what I got this done for. This is the shop sample. This has not been blocked yet. I'm thinking that some of my bumpiness will go away. I knit mine in Kenzie. We have lots of the black Kenzie in stock. But I think you're going to try to get some cream.
Yeah, I'll get the cream.
The cream. This is a DK weight. I think most Selbu mittens should be done in a stickier wool. Believe it or not, Connie would work really good
Oh
for these.
yeah, I
Connie
think
would.
so.
Um,
That would be for the fingering weight ones.
yes, you could knit these in Connie. You don't have to do them in black and white. I just wanted to be a traditionalist. I knit mine in the round using a magic loop. When you use the magic loop, you got to be really careful when you switch front to back with your floats. That was the trick. I started wanting to knit them on my short circulars, and I just decided that there was too much learning in the mitten for me to learn and let my hands get worn out by working with a different needle. So I just did them in the round and sucked it up and paid attention to the floats here.
I might try it with double points.
And I think that could be done very easily too.
I like doing mittens with double points. It's the only thing I still use double points for.
Well, and I was going to start using it at double points. I did. I got them out. I did have them out. I didn't have the right size.
Okay.
I knit these on a 3 and a 5. Now, this is a DK weight version. There are patterns out there that do them in bulky, that do them in worsted, that do them in fingering. I think there's even sport ones. I mean, really, you can knit them. It's on any size
Even
gauge.
chunky. Because that, who does the Selbu Mitten Club? Is that Jennifer Steingrass?
There is a Selbu Mitten Club out there.
Because when she does them, she starts with the chunky one first, and then goes to DK.
That's the designer
and she ends up with
Skein Deer
fingering.
Knits. Skein Deer Knits.
Skein Deer Knits. Okay.
Here it is.
I always confuse those two.
This is the pattern, and she does have a Ravelry group. And I'm trying to see if her name's on here. It's just Skein Deer Knits. It doesn't have her actual name on the pattern. I don't see it anywhere. But so the plan is, I gotta block this one first, to have this shop sample available. If I were to knit this again, I would use a larger needle.
Is it a little tight? Can I try it on?
Yeah, go ahead. It is a little tight on me.
Okay.
They fit really nice once they're on.
A little bit tight. Yep.
You know, and if I would have gone, I tend to knit a little bit on the loose side. So the pattern called for a 4 and a 6, and I knit them on a 3 and a 5. If I were to knit them again, I would go with the 4 and the 6.
4 and the 6. Okay. Nice.
But they do have a nice feel on, and they fit well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I would try to find a way to, but even if I do it on a 4 and a 6, that might solve the length of the thumb problem. I think the thumb's a little on the short side.
Yeah, this doesn't go all the way down here.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I don't know how I would go about lengthening the thumb since it's all charted.
Yeah.
So I got to think on that one. But I can wear them the way they are. There's nothing wrong with them as far as, I mean, I can get them on and that stuff.
I like that little detail and
I
the
do.
V.
Yeah, I love that. And that's all of these details, like the V here, the thing on the side, the palm being this pattern or a similar pattern, or a geometric like this, and then something like, this one has snowflakes, but there's way more. There's reindeer, there's swirly, flowery things, you know, all kinds of different patterns. Like I said, the one book we saw, 365 of them. So, and it's always charted, okay? So if you were a person that wanted to learn how to do these and just wanted some support, okay, one, I do not believe that this class is going to teach anybody how to do color work. You need to know how to do two-handed or one-handed, whatever technique you use. You need to know how to do 2 colors at once. Because I think trying to jump into this class with not knowing how to do that initially might be a lot. I mean, yeah, you know what? You want to challenge yourself, go for it. All right? But the point is that as a person who's wants to teach this class, I would not want to have to teach you how to do color work, whether it's one hand or two hand, because like I do it two-handed, Joanne does it one-handed.
Right.
I would not want to teach you that in addition to the techniques that go with this mitten. I just think that's a lot.
Yeah.
And that would not be
you'll
my
learn
intent.
How to use the chart and how they have decreases in the chart.
Yes,
and
the
increases.
decreasing in the chart is different than what it typically is in a mitten.
Yeah.
Reading the chart. And I also plan to, you know, that research about the whole tradition and that stuff. I plan to, you know, share some of that information. That's why I bought this book. This one's more of a historical kind of a history book as opposed to the other one being mitten patterns.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of charts.
Yeah, a lot of charts. And Selbu mittens are always charted. Nobody writes out the direction.
Right.
You know, so this has more, this pattern was written by the designer with the intent of teaching people how to knit Selbu mittens. So there's more instruction, if you will, in this than in a typical Selbu mitten pattern. All right? Most of them just say, okay, cast on so many, here's your chart. Thank you very much. You know, and so you need to know the construction, you know, as far as how this thumb is put in there, how the gusset works. And so this pattern that I knit these from and I chose for this class has that, I call it like a bridge to go from a normal mitten to a Selbu mitten. This is the in-between because it gives you more information on the techniques. That's why I picked it. And I have this Skein Deer Knits on Ravelry. I am going to go to her page and go do some snooping around there too.
Oh, okay. Into a Ravelry group.
Yeah, go into a
for-
Ravelry group and that stuff.
Okay.
So, I will say that the Kenzie worked beautifully. I really love the way this stuck together. Well, I gotta block these.
Yeah.
You know, they need that, but that's okay. I'm very, very happy with them. I mean,
Good.
you know, and they didn't take that long, believe it or not. I mean, I started them. When did I start? I think I did the cuff like last weekend when I had peace and quiet, and then I started one snowflake like Wednesday, and then I did the other one last night.
Okay.
And you know, it was nice. Ron didn't pester me. When he sees me sitting, and I'm sitting up, and I'm reading a chart, and I got a ruler underneath my line on the chart, he knows to shut up.
Better. Okay. Cool.
So
Yep.
that's what I got going. I love these
Okay.
mittens. I can't
Cool.
wait to do that class.
Cool. Oh, I'll show you quick something I got.
Oh, this is fun.
This is the crocheted beaded bracelet. I got this at our Christmas party in the White Elephant. Pam made this. She had taught it last year at the retreat how to do it. That's all crocheted. Let me take it off again. It's hard to believe it's crocheted, and you can't see her join. She's in her pattern, and in her class she taught. She shows you how to do a invisible join. So that's really cool. And then my finished object is my little hat. It's with the chunky blossom yarn from Hayfield, Sirdar. Just a little basic hat, 64 stitches I cast on for a baby. And
I like how the Sirdar, the yarn
Yeah.
striped for this hat.
The only-
And it worked perfectly for the top.
yeah, it's on top too. You have to just make sure that you have your green at the bottom. So this ball I had to pull from the outside. Sometimes you have to pull from the inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have to check. And they make a big note about that in the pattern. And then the picture on the cover of the pattern has it upside down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that
too
was
funny.
pretty funny. So, and I have a little progress creeper on there. Roxanne gave that to me, a little pine cone. Thought that was so
Those
cute.
were so cute. That was so nice of her to
Yeah.
do that.
Yep. So that's all I have around here. Everything else is given away.
Yeah.
So I have nothing
See?
else to show you. I'll show you what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna
This is
start
cool.
today. It's called Radari. It's this sweater. I'm gonna make it for my son-in-law. So I hope he doesn't watch this.
I kind of don't think he does.
I hope not.
Your daughter might.
Yeah. Well, I tell her to watch it so the kids remember what grandma looks like.
There you go.
They live out of state, so I don't see them real often. So, yeah, but I'm very excited to make this. I think I'm going to use Ella Ray Classic Wool.
You were going to try that?
Yeah, because I want a worsted weight that is a little stickier.
You want the
I want the
sticky.
real wool. I don't want the superwash.
You know, there was somebody bashing Superwash on Ravelry last night
Oh,
in
yeah.
one of the threads I follow, and I just kind of chuckled. You know, I'm kind of moving towards that myself. When I do color work, I'm finding that, yeah, the sticky does look much nicer.
Yeah, it's the care. Too many sweaters get felted, and that's, people don't want to have that happen, so they use the superwash. But if you're doing it for yourself and you know how to care for it, then it is nice to use the regular wool. The superwash uses tons of chemicals which are bad for the environment.
Correct.
So that's why they're down on them. I kind of like this pattern because, like the Selbu mittens, there's not much to it. These are the instructions, all of the instructions, and this is the chart. That's all it is, 2 pages for that whole sweater. So it's going to be really easy to follow. I like that.
Sometimes you get pages and pages and pages and pages of pattern, and you don't need it.
Right.
You know, this is a round yoke sweater. Come on.
Yeah.
Stockinette around. Who can't do that?
Yep.
You
But
know?
it's bottom up.
Oh,
It-
it's bottom up.
It's bottom up.
Ooh.
It has a rolled hem in the main color. Then it changes to the darkest color, has a little pattern, and then you go up till the sleeves. Then you make each sleeve, and then when you have the 3 components, you put them all together and make the round yoke. So this is nice for the people that hate stockinette because you do that first before you get to the fun stuff.
And you know what? I'm going to just throw a tip out there, too. Since you're knitting your sleeves in the round up, and then your sweater in the round going up, knit your sleeves first. It's your swatch.
Yeah.
You can knit a sleeve, and you don't even need to knit the whole sleeve. Just knit up to like maybe the elbow, so you got a really good size swatch. Knit that sleeve. Leave it on your needles, especially if you're using an interchangeable, or stick it on some waste yarn. Block it. And that sleeve becomes your swatch, and you're not wasting time swatching.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a trick. You know, especially if you're kind of confident that you think you know where you are gauge wise and what you can get with that yarn, with that needle, and in the round, and all of that stuff. Block it. And there is a little bit of color work on the bottom of it, so you'll be able to see if you need to change needles for color work. Because a lot of times people will knit the color work on a bigger needle than they knit the body. And I've been known to do that, and then sometimes that backfires. The sweater with the daisies, I knit the color work part on a bigger needle, and I think I could have knit my color work on the same size as my body, and it would have been fine. I don't have a lot of variation between my color work, and I think it's because I've kind of been really focusing on my floats.
Okay.
Now, are you going to catch floats?
No. Not at all.
Interesting.
Because I'm using the classic wool, they'll felt themselves on the inside and they'll be fine.
Okay. See, on here, on my mittens, I caught floats. But if I was knitting a sweater like that, I wouldn't catch them either.
No.
That Susan Anderson class we took, that really was eye-opening as far as floats. There's a lot of people that, oh man, 5 stitches, catch that float. And then there's another whole group of people that say, don't bother, you don't need to.
I've had things where it shows through when you twist that yarn to catch the floats.
Yeah. Well, and there's a really nice technique that I learned from, I think it was Knit Pearl Hunter, about how to catch it just right in the row. And it has to do with a yarn over and then undoing your yarn over with your color that you're catching. And it's really kind of a cool thing.
Okay. I never did that.
Yeah, that's how I catch it. And so it's just like, I literally don't have to stop to catch my float. I can quick doo-doo with my yarn over thing, this technique, and boom, I'm on my way.
Okay.
Yeah, so catching floats is really quite easy.
Okay. So you'll show that in your class too?
On this mittens
February
class?
22nd?
Yes, that's one of the things I'll show. That's the other reason I didn't knit the second mitten.
Okay.
I'll have that in progress for the class. So that's why I only knit the one. That's why I'm going to put this here with you once it's blocked, and then you'll have this, but the second mitten I'm using in the class.
Okay. Good.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's see. I got a test knit going. I don't know if I can show you that or not.
You better not. You don't want to ruin somebody's.
Well, it's coming out in February, so you'll see it as soon as it's done. So, and I mean, it's gorgeous.
Okay.
I'm in love with my colors.
Anything else you're working on, or that's it?
And a mystery shawl. Well, that's not really a shawl. It's a mystery project.
Yeah.
I keep saying it's mystery shawl, but we didn't do shawls this quarter. We did one, but in my mystery series. So I'm working on the mystery series project.
Okay.
And yeah, I got 2 of those to finish. So that's what I'm working on, but can't show that.
Yeah.
Sorry. And Yarn Hints aren't out yet. They'll be out next week, maybe, or the week. Wait, the class is February 1st. February 1st. So then I might have them out next week.
Next week, we're very, very excited. It's retreat. Thursday. I'm not ready at all. Today I got to get the name tags on, make the name tags for everybody. But yeah.
I'm ready. I have my projects picked. I'm good.
Oh, I'm not ready. I don't have all the goodie bags made yet. I don't have
you gotta
all.
get going.
I got to do the name tags. I got to decide what I'm going to take with for selling, for vending there. I was going to take the yarnets with and not put them out, but they're too big and clunky. So
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lug those.
Yeah, the yarnets going in the store. Yeah, so I have a lot to do yet.
Wow. I guess you better get busy.
Yeah, she didn't even ask me for the room assignments yet. So I have to figure that chart out too, assign rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure I got all the
Well, you could probably start with
roommates.
last year's. Did you say that?
Well, but we don't have the same amount of rooms, so she's got to give me the empty chart
Ah,
to fill in where everybody goes.
I liked my room last year. It was so convenient.
Well, I kind of go by the first ones that signed up, get the closest rooms, if it works out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, or if I know there's somebody that can't get around as well.
Oh, that
get them
makes sense,
close
too.
to. So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to go. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
I'm very excited.
My husband came up to me the other day and he said, "You're at retreat next weekend, right?" And I go, "Yeah." And he says, "Oh, okay." Because his brother asked if we wanted to go out to dinner with them. And I go, "Well, I'm not coming home to go out to dinner." And
yeah.
I guess I said to him, I said, "I guess you're going alone." He says, "Yeah, I can do that."
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
So, yeah, I'm off the hook on that. And so, yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm going to work on
Yeah.
my test knit. So those of you being at the retreat, you'll see my test knit. I'm going to work on my test knit because I think with the amount of knitting time I'll have that weekend, I might finish it.
Okay.
And that's kind of what my goal is, to finish that. And then I'm going to bring along some socks that I want to cast on.
Okay.
And so I can alternate between that and the socks. And just for kicks, maybe I'll work on that Bridger cowl.
Yeah. I might bring that too.
Well, because if I knit it now, then it'll be worn in winter. I mean, I wear these things all winter long, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and I think I got the perfect yarn for it at home. One skein of worsted, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know exactly
Yeah.
what yarn I'm going to use now. And I'm
Yeah.
staying with my unicorn theme.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that skein of yarn has enough yardage on it.
You know, being in winter, it'd be kind of cool to make it with the silk blend too.
That's what I've got.
Oh,
I've got
okay.
a merino silk blend at school,
Yeah.
or at home, that is it's cream and purple, but it's a gradient.
Oh, okay.
And I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I might just cast that on. I need some, no, I gotta knit this. No cast on.
At the retreat, you can cast it on.
Yeah.
When you finish the
It's already, the yarn's already caked and everything, so I've got that.
There you
So it's just
go.
a matter of throwing that in a project bag with the needles. Golly, I can't wait. I'm
Yeah.
excited for this retreat. I just love days worth of uninterrupted knitting time. Leave me the heck alone, I'm knitting, you know?
Yeah. Well, I like to talk when I knit, so that works well.
I do and I don't. Sometimes for retreats and things like that, I bring mindless knitting that I can talk all I want.
Yeah.
You know, but when I was working on these mittens, I was home alone, and it was beautiful. I didn't even turn music on.
Okay.
It was just me and a chart, and I was just having a blast watching this pattern develop as I knit it.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be neat for a cowl too?
Oh, there's cowl patterns out there that have this.
Well, yeah, you can just use those charts in a cowl any way you want.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Just make a tube and then Kitchener it together.
Now you got a girl thinking.
Yeah.
And this little cuff. See, I think this would be too tall for a cowl, but if I would take, like, I like the cuff and I like the snowflake
We'll just do cuff, snowflake,
cuff.
cuff.
Yeah.
And then do the whole other side like this
Oh,
on the inside,
on the
and then it would be
inside.
reversible.
You know, wow, that could be fantastic.
Yeah. And one that's kind of tight fitting, you know, so it'll be 24, 25 inches, something around there.
Oh, man. That could be amazing.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Now you got me thinking.
Yep.
That's scary. Don't do that to me. Not on a Saturday morning, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern.
Yep.
Oh, man. I could have fun with that.
I think that 2020 is going to be the year of color work for sure for knitting. That's my prediction for trends. Color work, color work, color work.
It's been growing quite a bit of late. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm finding I do enjoy doing it, but it's not sit around the table and yak with people kind of knitting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the disappointing part about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I gotta be looking at my chart and paying attention. Okay,
Yeah.
like on this sweater, you'll do the color work on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then that will be sitting here, that's stockinette in the round till kingdom come.
Sure. Yeah, this will definitely be good Thursday night knitting when I'm doing the stockinette parts.
And then when you'll take it home and work on this when you're
yeah.
at home.
Yep.
That's what I would do too.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a yarn that I bought for colorwork sweaters that I just need to that's why I did my whole year of the stash down thing, you know? I bought yarn for beautiful colorwork sweaters, solid sweaters, and I never get time to knit them because I'm always, what's the next new thing? I call it squirrel knitting, you know, ooh, something new.
Yeah.
You know, and I need to just know. I'm going to knit what I wanted to knit and shut up, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So that's, I have to tell you, I'm on a yarn, I'm not calling it a yarn diet, and I'm not calling it cold sheeping. Cold sheeping is to buy no new yarn. So these are my rules, and this is my year of I have to do this because my stash is out of control. I can buy new yarn when I go to a yarn event. So, like if I went to the retreat and Joanne had some yarn I wanted to buy, I can buy it. I'm at a retreat. That would be ZK, that would be Stitches. Those are the two that I go to every year. So I can buy yarn there. I'm not saying no. If I'm going to be doing a test knit or a sample for the shop, I can buy new yarn because I don't always have what I want for those things. You know, like this test knit for Laura. I wanted a certain color shawl, and this pattern that she designed works for this color family I wanted to do. Did I have any of that color in my stash? No. You know, and I needed a DK or a light worsted weight yarn to knit it. So I don't have a lot of worsted or DK in my stash, believe it or not. That's not one thing I saw. I got a boatload of fingering.
Yeah.
You know, but so when I'm doing a test knit or a shop sample, I can buy yarn for that. Everything else, no yarn.
Yeah.
I got to use what I got. And so that seems to be working out okay. Now,
It's only January though.
shut up. She knows me too well. We'll see how it goes. Then, on the Imagined Landscapes podcast, she's got what's called Yarn Games. All right?
Okay.
And it is a way to look at your stash, use your stash in a way that makes sense and is logical. So she decided to take her tubs, and she's got her DK tub, her fingering, her worsted tubs. Or, you know, she's got the way she's got it organized. And she has the first 6 months of the year. In January, I'm knitting from the worsted tub or whatever. I don't remember exactly. In February, I'm doing the DK.
Okay.
And then March, April, I'm going to do fingering or something like that. So I'm knitting that yarn from that tub in this month as a way of stashing down. And so I took that idea and I said, okay, I'm going to divide my yarn into 4 groups. And these were my 4 groups. My first group is the yarn that is new yarn. Okay, so I do have new yarn projects that I'm allowed to buy. So group 1 is new yarn. Group 2 is yarn that is a planned project that I bought the yarn for who knows when, but it's a project that's in my queue. I bought that yarn to knit that sweater, and that's what it is. Group 3 was stash yarn that something in stash. Like a project came up that I wanted to use stash yarn. So my Selbu mitten, since I had both the black and white Kenzie and stash, that's a stash yarn project. It came up. But then 4 might be a specific project It could be a test knit. It could be a shop sample. It could be some sort of challenge that like a mystery knit along that comes up or something like that. Okay, so I am going to, using my stash or new yarn, because notice some of those projects are new yarn and some of them are not, I'm going to alternate from amongst those 4 projects. And I'm going to knit a project, finish it, and then I'm going to go to a different project group.
Okay.
Knit that project, finish it, and then go to a different yarn group.
Yeah.
You know, so I am having rules for what I can buy and a way of organizing it that I'm very sequential and anal almost about using it, because I gotta get this in control.
You have all your yarn in Ravelry?
Not quite all of it.
I was just curious, if you have the total yardage right now, and then we can see what your total yardage is in December.
Well, actually, what I thought I would do is keep track. I have this little notebook. Every time I buy yarn since January 1st, I've been writing down what I bought and how many yards I bought.
Okay.
Okay? And then that's going to be my yarn in. And then I'm going to have my yarn out page
Okay.
when I finish a project.
Okay.
I'm going to keep track of my yardage, of what goes out. The out is actually easier to do because Ravelry will keep it for you.
Yeah.
You can use Ravelry to do that. It's the in that's a problem. But there is a sort feature on Ravelry where you can look at your yarn purchases and search your purchases and tag it purchased 2019, 2020. And so if you would tag your purchases when it comes into Ravelry, you'll be able to sort your yarn by year you purchased it. Now, I'm not going to go in and do that with my old yarn. I'm not going to do that. I don't have time to mess with that. But if you did it with all new yarn going in, you would know if you are negative for the year, which is what my goal is. My goal is to be negative on the yarn usage.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest with you, if I broke even, I think that'd be a good thing, you know? But the idea here is I gotta get some control over this. It's just way blown out of proportion. You know, and I see things and I like them and I want them and oh my God, it's just not good.
I'll ask you maybe next month how you're doing if you're negative.
Maybe what I need to do on the podcast is every month report out what my ins are and what my outs are. You know, the problem with the ins and the outs, that if I'm buying something like my test knit, okay, there's a lot of yarn in that thing. You know, we're talking probably 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
So when that hits the outs, it's going to take out a huge chunk of yarn. Okay.
I know, but you would have had a lot. I mean, you have a lot of projects there this time, so you would have had a lot of outs. And I don't think you bought a lot of ins. So I think in January so far you look to be negative. So yeah, I'll ask you again next month how you're doing. Maybe you'll have it in your notebook.
I'm gonna have to get my notebook and organize it. And I think forcing myself to write it in my notebook really, you know, because it's out of control. And I mean, oh my gosh, I got so many beautiful, beautiful yarns for sweater quantity. And it's like, why the hell am I not knitting them? Yeah.
No, if I took all my yarn at home and put it in like one of those Rubbermaid totes, I'd only fill one.
Oh my God.
Because I have two little baskets, you know, like this big, and a drawer and a dresser.
Yeah, but you gotta come to work every day at a yarn shop, and so if you need yarn, you just pick it up. I mean, I would. But
I don't go nuts in festivals or anything either. You
you go with a list.
I went and I just had one project in mind, and that's all I got. Beside the goodie bag we get free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that sweater quantity, which I haven't even started yet. My goal was to start it at this retreat, but I still didn't finish my other sweater. I was going to finish that in
and now you're going to cast this one on.
Well, this will be for here. I always have a separate project for here and for home. I don't carry them back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one I'm going to work on here until I get to the yoke. Then I'll take it home. And hopefully by then I'll have my other sweaters done.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, this will be perfect Thursday night knitting.
Mm-hmm. It will be.
Yeah.
You know the other thing I did?
What?
I made a list of all my UFOs.
Oh, there you go.
And so when I am in between all of my rotation, if I want to pull a UFO, I'm giving myself full credit for the yarn.
Okay.
Because I've got UFOs sitting there that I have no reason why I'm not knitting them and
Right.
finishing them. And I have probably 15, 20 UFOs. I listed just 10 of them. I want to deal with these 10 first. And after I deal with that 10, then I'll think about what I'm going to do with the rest of them. But
Okay.
I gotta get, some control going on here.
Yeah.
That's really what it's just, I don't finish things. I frogged a pair of socks yesterday. It took care of one of my UFOs.
Good.
This was my 2017 Christmas Eve cast on.
Oh.
And I love the pattern of these socks, okay? I think they are adorable. But I was knitting them in a really dark foresty green. And the pattern had pearl bumps that were in triangle shaped, and it was little Christmas trees.
Okay.
They were so cute. But you can't see it
Oh.
because of this dark green yarn. And then the dark green yarn had a little stellina in it.
Oh, okay.
And so I looked at those socks. I was going to finish them. I took them to school, and I was going to just leave them at school because I usually have, 10, 15 minutes or so at lunch after I'm done eating, whatever, to knit for a bit. And so I thought taking a pair of brainless socks to school and just leaving them there, kind of like the car knitting thing, just leaving them there would make sense. So that's what I did. I took my because I'm the tree pattern I'm done with, and the pattern is easy enough to follow that I can work on that tree pattern. But I looked at those socks and I'm thinking, no,
You can't see it.
you can't see it. Why? And the first sock, I haven't even started the second sock. The first sock was, I had just turned the heel, and it's got they were top down, and it had a heel flap and gusset. Which was to the point where the gusset stitches were all decreased. That's
Okay.
where I was. And then I had the rest of the foot to go. And I thought, no, I'm not. So instead of knitting on them yesterday, I frogged them.
Okay.
I love the pattern. I love the yarn. But I'm going to knit that sock pattern someday.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be in that yarn.
Okay.
And I'm thinking if I would do those socks in a creamy white, have really pretty white Christmas socks, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But whatever. And the other part about it is I've got some variegated yarn that kind of matches this green. It's the same, yarn brand, company, whatever. They were dyed to match, kind of, in a sense, that you got the variegated and the solid that go together. And I was thinking, if I would do like a striped cowl of some sort, those two together would be perfect. Why should I burn that yarn in socks that I'm not sure I'm crazy about when I could keep that yarn because it'll go with that other yarn that I got? So that's a little stash yarn management kind of thing going on there too. So, I don't know. It's January. You got all these resolutions. I got a lot of knitting ones.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any specific knitting goals.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, I do. I got 3 sweaters to finish in the year.
Well, you'll finish them. And if you would be monogamous about it.
Oh, I am not monogamous. I think I get bored. Even when we have our knit-ins, I can't knit on the same project, the whole knit-in. No.
I can. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
You're goal-orientated. I'm more, process knitter. You're a goal knitter.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
So-
I like being that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Well, whatever is right for you is right for you. So.
I have this feeling I want to, in Ravelry, in your project pages, there's this challenge feature where you can put your challenge of how many projects you want to complete in the year. Well, I do that every year, yeah. And last year I completed, seriously, 61 projects.
Wow.
Now, when you think about it, a cowl, fingerless gloves, a couple of hats, goes
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
you know. And at the end of that, though, it'll also tell you if you organize you can use your tags, and then you can create project tabs. And so in my Ravelry page, I've got projects by year. And if you keep track of them by year, by putting in that year as a tag on your project, you can keep track of your yardage knit for the year. And when I complete a project, it always goes in my Ravelry page.
Okay.
So always, yarn doesn't always go in, but projects always do.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot to think about. But
Yeah.
I got to be on top of this because it's out of control.
Okay.
I got bags and boxes of yarn everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
She's not buying any of this.
You'll
She
be
is-
accountable. I want to see the results.
She's not buying it. She knows that probably by February 2nd, I'm done with this bullcrap.
We'll see. Yeah. Either that or you'll have 500 new project bags because you can't buy yarn. You'll buy project bags.
She knows I like them too. Oh my God, does she know me well?
Yep.
Oh, Joanne, you cracked me up.
Yep.
Oh, well. So
Yep.
we've yacked at you for over an hour now. I
Yeah.
think that's enough.
Yep. Time to go.
Time to go. I'm going to
have
go
fun
knit
in
for
the
a while.
snow.
Yeah. Watch out for the snowmageddon. Stay warm, dry, safe, and
Okay.
enjoy your knitting chair.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.